Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shataria here at Chicago Branch Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with another lesson. But before we get started, we're going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule well. Honors to the hopeful elect, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, the speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, healthy Barakatah. And to the Akwaf, and those of you out there listening and learning, Shalom and Barakatah to you also. The title of this lesson is Visions and Dreams. And in this lesson, Vision and Dreams, I'm going to highlight Jacob and his son Joseph. Okay. When I weighed in on how I was going to present my lesson, Visions and Dreams, the introduction, the first lesson I did on this topic, I realized that Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, comes to his prophets in a vision or a dream, and that's through the whole book, even John the Revelator in Revelations. Because Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai are through the whole book, and the prophets, the elect as well, okay? So when I weighed in on that, I realized that this was the only way to do it, was to break the lessons down into different segments. And that scripture where it says that they come in the volume of the book, you can find that in Hebrews. I believe I gave you that, Hebrews 10 and 7 in Vision and Dreams, the introduction, and Psalms 40 and 7. Old Testament and New. They solidify each other, but we'll grab that Psalms real quick, okay? Let's get that Psalms. Let's grab that Psalms, okay? And let's grab Psalms 40 and 7, all right? Psalms 40 and 7. And it says, Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me, all right? And we'll jump right back into it, okay? But, you know, they come in the volume of the book. And again, I weighed in on that, and I realized that this was the only way to do it, was to break it down into different segments using the prophets in each segment, okay? But what brought me to this lesson here, was my elder Malcolm. He did a powerful lesson where he had a dream and he started crying. The lesson was so powerful that I started crying with him. And not just me, some of the other Akim who looked at it said the same thing as me. But the same prophets back then, you know, they right back in their lot today. The same prophets back then are right back in their lot this present day. Let me give you a scripture to back that up, and we'll keep it moving, okay? Let's go to Luke. Let's grab Luke, and let's grab Luke 1, and we want to go to about 68, 69, Salakia. We'll start at 69. Okay. Luke 1 and 69. We'll start at 68. And it says, "Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, Yasharallah, for he have visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David." Point being in 70 right here. "And he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the beginning, since the world began." Okay. "And has spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began." Okay. All right. So the same prophets back then are right back in their lot this present day. Okay. All right. Now, everybody has visions. Everybody has dreams. Okay. But if the Lord doesn't reveal that to you, that dream to you, or if that dream doesn't come to pass, that's all it was. Okay. A dream, a flash. All right. That's all it was, a dream, a flash, okay? But if he reveals it to you, then that's how he comes to his prophets, okay? Through visions and through dreams, which is the name of the lesson. Visions and dreams, and I'm gonna highlight Jacob and his son Joseph in this lesson, okay? If the Lord reveals to you what the dream is, or it comes to pass, then that is the Lord, okay? The Lord is coming to show you signs. All right. Let's go here. Let's get Genesis. Let's grab Genesis. And we want to get Genesis 31. We'll go to Genesis 31. We can start at the top. This is dealing with Laban, his shady ass, father-in-law. But we'll go right to the point for time's sake and go to 10. And it says, "And it came to pass at that time that the cattle conceived, that I lifted up my eyes and saw in a dream. And behold, the rams which leaped upon the cattle were ring-stacked, speckled and grizzled. And the angel of God spake unto me in a dream, saying, Jacob. And I said, Here am I. And he said, Lift up now thy eyes and see all the rams which leap upon the cattle are ring-stocked, speckled and grizzled. For I have seen all that Laban doeth unto thee." And this is pretty much going into, like I say, his shady-ass stepfather, or shady-ass father-in-law, Salakia, was constantly doing him wrong. He works, I think it was 7 years to get his wife, Rachel, but he came shady on him, saying that he had to take the youngest, he had to take the youngest daughter first. However, if I'm not mistaken, he had to take Leah. Okay, then he had to work 7 more years to get Rachel. Vice versa, somewhere in that order. I have to read up on it again, but I believe he couldn't take the oldest. That's what it was, Salakia. He couldn't take the oldest daughter and skip over the youngest daughter. He had to take her, then get Rachel. That's how it went, if I'm not mistaken, in that story. And that was Laban, and this is him coming to him with the cattle as well. Okay, he tried to get Jacob all the blemished and messed up livestock, the sheep, the cattle, etc. But the angel told him which cattle to get that was good. All right. And that was Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, coming to him in a vision or a dream, and that's how he comes to his prophets, okay? Now, some will ask if the elder Malcolm is, ask, is the elder Malcolm a dream? Some of you gonna ask, is the elder Malcolm's dream in the lesson? In the lesson he did, and some of you will ask about the elder Malcolm's dream in the lesson that he did, if it came to pass. I can't call it. That's Yahweh Yahweh Shai's call. But I can say this: we about to enter into the apex of our trouble, and it talks about that in Jeremiah 30:7, Jacob's trouble. Let's get it, okay? Let's get it. Let's get Jeremiah, and let's get Jeremiah 30:7. And it says, "At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Okay, and that's what I was just saying. We're going into the apex of our trouble, okay? So a lot of the death, a lot of the killing, the perilous times and the danger that the elder dreamed about is going to happen. Now, some people have nightmares. That's because they have done something they're ashamed of, something bad, something they're not proud of. And that's Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai eating at their conscience, okay? This lesson of visions and dreams, like I said, I'm going to highlight Jacob and his son Joseph. Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai used them and came to them in dreams and visions. All right, let's go here. Let's get Genesis. All right, let's get Genesis. We want 37, okay? Let's go to Genesis 37, and we're going to start at the top and do a little reading. "And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zephyr, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel," that's Jacob, whose name got changed to Israel, and you can read about that in Genesis 32nd chapter, I believe, where he wrestled with the angel till he got his blessing and he changed his name from Jacob to Israel. Okay, now Israel loved Joseph more than all his sons, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, point being, and told it his brethren, and they hated him yet more. And he said unto them, "Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we are binding sheaves in the field. And lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheep stood round about and made abstinence to my sheep." And his brethren said to him, "Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us?" And they hated him yet more for his dreams and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, "Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made abstinence to me." And he told it to his father and to his brethren. And his father, Jacob, rebuked him and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? So that was the dream, okay? That was Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, sending this vision to Jacob, to Joseph, Jacob's son, okay? And all these dreams that he had came to pass, okay? So we knew that was Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, dealing with Joseph, okay? All right? Okay, and now his father rebuked him, like I said. His brothers hated him, all right? They wanted to kill him, okay? But the oldest brother, Reuben and Judah, they sold him. They say put him in the pit and sell him, okay, to the Ishmaelites, all right? And when he got sold, they took him down into the land of Egypt. And there, he was doing pretty good. And the captain of the guard's wife, she called herself liking Joseph. And she wanted to, get down with him, but Joseph would have no part of it. So she went and told a bad-faced lie, bad false witness against him. Exodus 20:16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. She told a bad-faced lie, and the captain of the guard had Joseph locked up. And during the time that Joseph was locked up, he had came across the I think it was the chef and the butler, because they was locked up as well, all right, in the dungeon with Joseph, because they had made Pharaoh mad, all right, and they had dreams. Let's visit that. Let's get that. Genesis, okay, we want Genesis. What's that? Is that in the 40th chapter? Let's get that. Genesis 40, okay, and we're gonna start. Let me see. I don't want to do a lot of reading. Let's see where we're going to start at in this Genesis 40th chapter. Here you go. We'll start at 9. Genesis 40 and 9. And the chef butler told his dream to Joseph and said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me, and in the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it binded, and her bosoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head and restore thee unto thy place. And thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand after the former manner when thou was his butler. But think on me when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews. And here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon. When the chef baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream. And behold, I had 3 white baskets on my head. And in the uppermost basket there was of all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh. And the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head. And Joseph answered and said, this is the interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are the 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee. So he told the butler his interpretation, which turned out pretty good. But the chef, Pharaoh, took his head off, all right? So these dreams came to pass. You know, like I said, if you have a dream, everybody has dreams. Everybody has visions, okay? But if they don't come to pass, that's all it is a dream or a flash, okay? Or if Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, doesn't reveal the dream to you, that's all it is a dream, a flash, okay? Now, again, like I said about the elder Malcolm's vision or dream, I can't call that. Only Yahweh Yahweh Shai can call that, okay? But I can tell you this again. Like I gave you that Jeremiah 30:7, Jacob's trouble. The apex of our trouble, we're about to head into it, and all the killing, all the death, all the perilous times and dangerous times, they're going to happen. So, you know, some people have dreams to warn you of what's coming down the pipeline, okay? But like I said, he told his father about the dreams that he had and his brethren, and they hated him and sold him, all right? Put him in the pit and sold him to the Ishmaelites who took him down into the land of Egypt. Got down there, and the captain of the guard's wife lied on him. This is Joseph, okay? And he had him locked up in the dungeon. Then he told the butler and the chef what their dreams talked about, all right? And then Pharaoh had a dream also, okay? But let's go here. Let's grab this right here. Let's grab this Job 33. Okay, I want to get Job 33. Let's get Job 33. And we want Job 33:15 and 18, okay? Job 33:15 and 18. And it says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. All right? So you see, that's how Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, speaks to his servants, the prophets, through visions and in dreams when they're asleep, all right? We'll give you a couple of more scriptures on that before we shut down the lesson. But like I said, I'll give you this one more time. Let's go here and get this one more time, and we'll get ready to close the lesson. I'm already here. Job 33:15. In a dream, in a vision of night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. All right. See, Israel, that's how he comes to his servants, the prophets, through visions and through dreams in their sleep. All right. And like I said, Pharaoh, okay, had a dream also and could not interpret it. And Joseph had to tell him that dream. And when he told Pharaoh the dream, Pharaoh made him head over everything, all right? Okay? Pharaoh made him head over everything, okay? Let's get that dream. Let's grab that dream that he had right there with Pharaoh, okay? And I think that's Genesis 41st chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, Genesis 41. It's been a minute since I've been in the book of Genesis, but, you know, I try to read and constantly read, okay? And constantly go over your roll to keep your mind right in it. I'm about to go back in Exodus next week and read that and keep myself in a Passover state of mind. But I think this is it, Genesis. Yeah, I'll start right here and we'll skip through this chapter. But this whole chapter in Genesis, that's your foundation. You have to read that, okay? But Genesis 41, and it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine, and fat fleshed it, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kin came up after them out of the river, ill-favored, and lean-fleshed it, and stood by the other kin upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kin did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kin. So Pharaoh awoke, okay, and no one could interpret this dream that Pharaoh had, all right? He went to all his magicians, okay, all right? Went to all his so-called puted men, wise men. No one could tell him. And then the butler remembered Joseph because he liked it, Joseph. Joseph told him that he was going to be all right. And he told Pharaoh that it's one from the land of the Hebrews who you have locked up in the dungeon who should be able to interpret your dream, all right? Now, we're going to keep on going down in this here till we find out the dream in this chapter. Okay, it says there was a young man, a Hebrew servant. There we go. Here it is. We'll start at Genesis 14, okay, 41 and 14. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself and changed his remnant and came unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream and interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. Okay. And he told him the dream. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph in my dream, Behold, I stood upon the brink of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 kin, fat-fleshed and well-favored, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kin came up after them, poor and very ill-favored, and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill-favored kin did eat up the first 7 fat kin. Okay. Okay, and this is going into Joseph interpreting a dream for Pharaoh. And I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk full of good, and behold, 7 ears withered then, and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And this is what Joseph told Pharaoh. We're skipping. This is Genesis 41 and 25 now. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. God have showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kin are 7 years, and the 7 good kin are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 then and ill-favored kin that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be the 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what God is about to do. He showeth unto Pharaoh. So That was Joseph interpreting, Pharaoh's dream, letting him know that a famine was about to come into the land. For the next 7 years, he would be plentiful and bountiful. Okay. But 7 years after that, it would be a very bad famine. Okay. It would be a famine in the land. And he put Joseph over everything. All right. And Joseph started storing corn, storing wheat, storing the food for the 7 years of famine. He would take a portion of the food and store it in the city. All right. So when the 7 years of famine came, everybody was lack of everything but Egypt. Okay. Because of Joseph. All right. And Pharaoh made Joseph head over everything. All right. He was even head over the guard of Pharaoh's guard. Okay. But visions and dreams, all right, again, everybody has dreams. Everybody has visions, okay? But if the Lord doesn't reveal to you what that dream or that vision is, or if that dream or vision doesn't come to pass, then that's all it was, a vision or a dream, okay? And again, some people have dreams, but it might not come to pass, at that present time, okay? It might come to pass 2-3 years later. But signs and symbols, you can see that that vision or that dream that the Lord gave you is coming into play. It's coming into vision, all right? So this is just a little food for thought, visions and dreams. Jacob and Joseph, I highlighted them in this particular segment of visions and dreams. Let's go here and get ready to close the lesson. Let's get Genesis 46. Genesis 46. Genesis 46, all right. And I started too. And God spake unto, we're going to start at the top in this Genesis 46. And Israel, that's Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Again, Genesis 32nd chapter is when he wrestled with the angel and he gave him his blessing. I do believe that's Genesis 32nd chapter. You can read all this on your own. And you can read that Genesis 41st chapter because I skipped through that a lot for time's sake, okay? But by all means, matter of fact, read the whole book of Genesis, all right? Very edifying, okay? And Israel took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto God, to the God of his father Isaac. And that's our bloodline. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's our bloodline, okay? And God spake unto Israel in a vision of the night and said, see, I just gave you that in that Job 33:15 and 18, and we'll get another scripture to back that up before we close the lesson. And that's how Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai comes to his servants, the prophets, okay? In visions and in dreams, all right? And Israel took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto God, to the God of his father Isaac. And God spake unto Israel in the vision of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here am I. And he said, I am God, the God of thy father. Fear not. Go down into Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation, and will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thy eyes. So Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is coming to Jacob, whose name got changed to Israel, in a vision and a dream, telling him to go down into Egypt because it was food down there, okay? It was wheat down there, okay? And he would be with them, all right? And he also told him that you would be reunited with your son Joseph down there. This is how Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai comes to his servants, the prophets, okay? Through visions and through dreams, all right? But we'll get this and get ready to close the lesson now. Let's grab Numbers. Let's grab Numbers. Let's get Numbers, and let's get Numbers 12 and 6. Numbers 12 and 6. And it says, and he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. All right. See what it says? All right. It says again, Numbers 12 and 6. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. So that's how Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, speaks to his servants, the prophets, through vision and through dreams. Again, everybody has them, all right? And what brought me to this lesson was my elder Malcolm's lesson, where he had a dream, and it was a powerful lesson. He started crying in that lesson, and I started crying with him. Now, again, the dream that he had, can we say that it is? Can I say if it's gonna come to pass or not? I can't, because that's not my call. That's Yahweh Yahweh Shai. But again, I just gave you that Jeremiah 30 and 7, Jacob's trouble, and how we're about to go into the apex of it. So a lot of the death, a lot of the killing, a lot of the perilous times and dangerous times, that's all on the table. That's gonna happen, all right? So only Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai knows, all right? And he'll reveal that to the elder, okay? Numbers 12 and 6. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. That's all I have right now, Israel. Lord will, this lesson was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I'd like to say Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakadas Barakatah, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, rise Israel, rise, and the Bob Abode. More will be revealed. Until the next time.